Welcome to Unit 2 of A Step Forward, Tips for Everyday Communication in English. This is a multilingual course which is available in 6 languages. A Step Forward provides tips for everyday communication in French, German, Italian, Portuguese, and Spanish, as well as English. This multilingual course contains 4 units. Unit 1 looks at how to ask for something in English. Today's unit explores how to apologise and manage requests in English. Unit 3 examines linguistic politeness in English, and Unit 4 provides some interactive scenarios. Today in Unit 2, we will look at how to apologise and manage requests in English. We'll start off with apologising, and we will move on to dealing with requests and invitations. We'll provide some sociocultural information and point you towards some online activities that you can do to practice what you have learned in this unit. Our aim is to assist you with polite and appropriate communication in English in a variety of contexts.
Good morning.
Hi there, Maria. You're running a bit late today, aren't you?
Yes, and I'm really sorry about that. There was a delay with my bus this morning and we all had to wait for a long time for another bus to come.
These things happen. I'm sure your team leader will understand, but you should let her know straight away.
Of course, and it won't happen again. Hi there, Sam. Sorry I'm late. Bus problems.
Hiya, Maria. No worries, you haven't missed anything.
We have to send that email out to the new client. I didn't manage to get it to you on time this morning. Do you have time to help me with it?
That's fine. I guessed you were late, so I just wrote it and sent it out already.
Seriously? Thank you so much.
Happy to help.
Really, thanks so much, Sam. I really owe you one.
No problem at all. Anytime.
Hello, Maria. Fatima and I are going to grab a bite to eat and work on the report we have to finish. Fancy coming with us?
Oh, I'm not sure. Our team leader asks me to follow up on a bunch of stuff. Thanks anyway. I really should get on with things.
That's grand. No worries. Maybe you'll come along another time.
I'm sorry I can't. But just maybe I'll be able to finish things up in time. Let's see.
Fine. Maybe see you later in that case.
Great.
Before I forget, my birthday's on Friday and we're having drinks after work. Would you like to come?
Of course, I'd love to. Let me check my diary.
Okay, you let me know closer to the time. I just have to know the numbers.
Hi there, package here for delivery. Can you sign for it?
Who is it for?
Sam Coleman.
Sorry, they are not in the office today.
Could I give it to you to pass on? Could you sign for it?
Sorry, I can't take a package for someone who is not here.
Really? You couldn't just sign for it?
I'm really sorry, but you'll have to come back another time or give them a call on their mobile.
Seriously, you can't just take it this once?
I'm sorry, but these are the rules here. I really am very sorry about that. I'd love to help out, but I can't. See you tomorrow.
Okay, never mind. I understand. I'll come back tomorrow.
There are both formal and informal ways of expressing the same thing in English. We can formulate the same apology at different levels, ranging from formal to neutral and informal, depending on our relationship with the other person and the context. So, for example, we can say, "I'm terribly sorry." That would be a formal formulation. "My apologies" could be formal or neutral. You might just say, "That's my fault," informal, or even, "Oops, what did I do? Sorry about that." When we look at apologies on this spectrum, we can see it here, ranging from informal through to neutral, through to formal, depending on the person to whom we're speaking. And in an informal situation, family members and people we know well, we could say sorry, or even use slang such as "my bad." A neutral apology could be "sorry about that," and a formal apology, someone we know well, but who is in a position of authority over us, in a position of seniority, or a stranger, we can say, I really must apologise. Please accept my apologies. There's also a difference between, of course, spoken and written communication. The things we're covering right now apply for both spoken and written communication. An apology involves basically making a mistake and acknowledging that mistake. Apologies are speech acts which involve at least two components. Whenever there are two speakers, it involves making an apology and also learning to accept an apology. When we make an apology, whether formal, informal, or neutral, we'll say, I'm sorry, or excuse me, or apologise. We're acknowledging the mistake. When we accept an apology, we can say things that include, oh, that's okay, I understand, no problem, and I accept your apology. Each of those items allows the other speaker to understand that you have acknowledged a mistake. We can break this schemata down into a number of further steps. We can express our apologies, then move on to explain the situation and provide an explanation. The speaker can then accept that apology. The person offering the apology can acknowledge responsibility and offer repair, make amends. When we give examples about that, you might want to follow from left to right in the following table. So an apology can include, I'm sorry about that. There was a delay. That's the explanation. The other speaker says, that's fine, no problem. They accept the apology. And the follow-up is, I understand. Or in line 2, I apologise. The explanation is we had to wait a long time, so we're late. The person can accept an apology and then have a follow-up, oh, of course. In the final 2 lines, more information is provided and we're becoming more formal. I'm really sorry about this. The trains weren't running this morning. Someone else, perhaps a senior manager, might say to you, these things happen. Just try to be on time next week. Follow up there and acknowledging responsibility is to say, I'll try not to let it happen again. Or my sincere apologies. I completely forgot that we were due to meet. I understand. Just please let me know in advance next time. I appreciate your understanding. Here we have an informal schemata for apologies, explanations, acceptances, and follow-ups. These are appropriate amongst friends or co-workers. You might be quite cryptic in your explanations, so you could say, just sorry, bus problems. This would be appropriate in a spoken communication or in a text message. That's fine, no problem. The follow-up is as simple as thanks. So sorry, got stuck in traffic. No worries. And you say sorry again for the hassle. Apologies, I slept in. Don't worry about it. Ah, thanks for your understanding. I'm really sorry, I totally forgot. The other person says, that's not a problem. Thank you. All of these apologies operate well in English in an informal setting. In terms of requests and invitations, we have to learn how to accept, renegotiate, or decline politely. Again, the level of formality of language depends on our relationship with the speaker and the context. So let's examine how we can deal with those through extending an invitation, accepting an invitation, expressing doubt, and declining an invitation. So we can make a request or extend an invitation by approaching someone and asking them if they would like to join us. Do you fancy joining us for lunch? Are you free to join us? All of these are neutral extensions of an invitation. Accepting an invitation can be as simple as great, for sure. Yes, of course, I'd love to. There's also the opportunity in this speech act to express doubt. So you have got a get out clause. You can say, oh, I'm not sure. Let me see. I'll think about it. And of course, you can politely decline an invitation without causing offence. I'm sorry, I can't this time. I'm sorry, I won't be able to come. Thanks anyway. Maybe another time. I'm sorry, my diary's completely full that evening. The important thing when you're declining in English is to explain why, briefly. I really should get on with things. I've been asked to work that evening. I'm sorry, I'm busy. You don't need to provide a lot of information, but just a short explanation why you're declining is polite. You can also keep your options open to change your mind. I might be free. Let me see. I could maybe come a little later. Let me check in with my family. It's also possible to renegotiate an offer or request in English. How about we do this? Maybe see you later in that case. Or maybe we could come later on. A basic response then finally would be, that's fine, just let me know. See what works for you. I understand, maybe next time. So we can decline invitations directly or express our doubt if we want to think about it before accepting. We can also offer alternatives or change our mind. Politeness norms in English mean that people usually give at least some sort of explanation as to why they're unable to do something when asked. For example, the rules of their company don't permit them to do it, or they don't have time, or there's a clash in their diary, and so forth. The important thing about saying no in English is to remain polite and cordial. Some examples of this include, sorry, these are just the rules here. Sorry, I can't. Apologies, but we aren't allowed to do that. I'd love to help, but I can't. I'm really sorry, but I can't help you with that. In terms of sociocultural information, it's interesting to note that the working day in English-speaking countries varies right across the world. In Ireland, a typical working day starts at 9 a.m. and finishes by 6 p.m, although there are many different working patterns. Lunch breaks can last for about an hour, usually from 1 to 2 p.m, although sometimes a little less, depending on the person and the individual. Shops will usually open between 9 a.m. or 10 p.m. and close somewhere between 5 and 6 p.m, Monday to Saturday. Shops are generally open over lunchtime, and on Sunday shops might be open from around noon to 5 or 6 p.m, depending on the area. The same applies on public holidays. Most shops and shopping centres have at least one late night opening to 8 p.m. or 9 p.m, for example on a Thursday or Friday evening. Banks have shorter opening hours than shops. In most jobs in Ireland, the working days are from Monday to Friday. Each place of work sets its own daily schedule, but typically full-time employees are present somewhere between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. Part-time employment is common, as well as working from home, and blended working patterns. This means your time is divided between the office and working from home. In some jobs, schedules are shift-based. In other words, employees do the same work in relays during the day and often nights as well. This applies to medical staff, factory workers, caregivers, hospitality sector, and so on. Saturdays in Ireland tend to be a day for social events, especially in the evenings, when people enjoy going out for dinner, to the cinema or theatre, to concerts or to sporting events. Saturdays are often a popular day for going shopping. Sundays are often a quieter day than Saturdays in Ireland and more family-oriented, although each family is different. Community sports practices and matches often take place on Sundays. Some people still meet for a traditional Sunday lunch in the home or at a pub or restaurant with friends or family. Many people are off work on Saturdays and Sundays, and so weekends are used for a variety of types of housework and leisure activities. In terms of days off, most workers in Ireland are entitled to take a day off, usually with paid leave, on 10 public holidays each year. Schools and many places of work are closed on these days. The public holidays are listed below, from New Year's Day through to the new bank holiday in Ireland entitled St. Bridget's Day, the national holiday St. Patrick's Day, Easter, there's a series of summer bank holidays, the last Monday in October, Christmas Day, and St. Stephen's Day. We hope you find this information useful. The final part of this unit contains some online activities. If you would like to try out what you've learned here, use the QR code below to access some of the practice activities.